The village of Beksan nestled among the foothills of the Bekdu Mountains. Life was harsh, but the people were resilient. They toiled in the fields by day and gathered in their modest homes by night. The silence was broken only by the wind whistling through the pines. It carried whispers of ancient legends and unspoken fears. One fear haunted the villagers, the fear of the unknown. The mountains held secrets. Dark tales passed from generation to generation. Stories of creatures lurking in the shadows and spirits haunting the night. No one dared to venture out alone after dark. Then came the night the whispers turned to screams. A night forever etched in the village's memory. A night that began like any other but ended in unspeakable horror. The night young Micha disappeared. Micha, a bright girl of 17, helped her mother with the evening meal. Laughter filled their small kitchen. The aroma of kimchi jjigae, a spicy stew, wafted through the air. It was a simple life, but they were content. As darkness descended, Micha's mother shooed her out the door. "Go! Visit your friend, but be home before dark." Micha skipped down the path, her laughter echoing in the twilight. She never arrived at her friend's house. Hours turned into a night of frantic searching. The villagers, armed with lanterns and fear, combed every inch of Beksan. Their calls for Micha echoed through the empty streets. The mountains seemed to mock their pleas for her return. The whispers in the wind now carried a chilling message. Micha was gone. Dawn painted the sky in hues of grey and purple, a somber backdrop to the unfolding tragedy. A group of farmers, their faces etched with worry, stumbled upon a sight that sent a wave of horror through the village. Micha's lifeless body lay in the irrigation canal at the edge of the village. Her once vibrant face was now pale and lifeless. Her eyes stared vacantly at the unforgiving sky. The villagers stood frozen, united in their grief and terror. The whispers in the wind became mournful cries. The peaceful village of Beksan had been violated. The question that echoed in everyone's minds was, by whom? Section 4. Shadows of Doubt. News of Micha's murder reached the ears of Officer Kim, a man hardened by years of service in the North Korean police force. Assigned to the local station, he had seen his fair share of misery. But this case, this brutal slaying of an innocent girl, chilled him to the bone. Officer Kim, a man of few words but unwavering determination, vowed to bring the perpetrator to justice. He meticulously examined the crime scene, searching for any clue that might lead him to the killer. The villagers, their faces etched with a mixture of grief and fear, watched his every move. The canal yielded nothing but muddy water and shattered hopes. The surrounding fields, silent witnesses to the crime, offered no answers. The killer, it seemed, had vanished into thin air. The investigation hit a wall. Days turned into nights, and Officer Kim found himself no closer to unraveling the mystery of Micha's murder. Section 5. A grim discovery. One cold morning, a chill ran down Officer Kim's spine, not from the weather but from a dreadful premonition. He had expected a visit from his superiors, anxious for updates on the investigation. What he found instead behind the door of his modest apartment was a scene that sent shockwaves through the village and far beyond. Officer Kim lay sprawled on the floor, his face contorted in a silent scream. The life had been choked out of him. The official statement pointed towards suicide, a convenient conclusion in the face of a stalled investigation. But a gnawing suspicion lingered in the hearts of those who knew him best. Officer Kim was not a man who would abandon his duty, especially not in the face of such evil. His death, far from being a desperate act, was a meticulously staged murder. Someone had silenced him permanently, ensuring their dark secret remained buried. The whispers in the wind grew louder, now carrying a sinister undertone. They knew they were watching. Section 6. Whispers in the Corridors of Power. The death of Officer Kim, shrouded in suspicion, sent ripples of unease through the highest echelons of power in Pyongyang. The murder of a police officer, particularly one investigating a sensitive case, was a direct challenge to the authority of the state. A special investigative unit, handpicked from the most elite ranks of the North Korean intelligence agency, received their orders. Their mission, cloaked in secrecy and urgency, was to delve into the heart of the mystery surrounding Micha's murder and the subsequent death of Officer Kim. The team, led by the enigmatic and ruthless Agent Park, wasted no time in descending upon the quiet village of Beksan. Gone were the whispers, replaced by the cold, calculating efficiency of the state's security apparatus. The villagers, their fear palpable, watched as their homes and lives were scrutinized, every word, every glance, subject to the watchful eyes of Agent Park's team. Section 7. The trail runs cold. Agent Park, a man who instilled fear and respect in equal measure, approached the investigation with characteristic ruthlessness. Every villager was interrogated, every lead pursued with relentless determination. Yet the deeper they delved, the more elusive the truth became. Weeks turned into months, and the investigation, despite the team's best efforts, seemed to be hitting one dead end after another. The killer, a phantom in the night, had left no trace. Their motive as murky as the waters of the canal, where Michar had been found. The whispers had returned, now carrying a note of triumph. They had won. The murder of Michar, the subsequent death of Officer Kim, and the unanswered questions all pointed towards a conspiracy. A darkness that ran deeper than anyone could have imagined. A darkness that threatened to consume the village and everyone in it. Would the truth ever be uncovered, or would the whispers of the wind forever carry the secrets of Beksan?